Today, we're going to talk through the Damar Hamlin situation and the reaction from the sports card community following his unfortunate accident out on the field. Now, I won't delve into too much detail on this because I'm sure you all know what happened, but essentially he is an athlete. I believe he's a safety that plays for the Buffalo Bills. I'm not a huge NFL guy, so I do apologize, but this sort of went around the world, right? Even if you weren't a fan of sports, especially NFL, you would have heard about this situation. The dude collapsed on the field. I believe he technically passed away. I think they had to bring out the crash cart, the paddles to bring the dude back to life. Fortunately, they did. I believe he's now been discharged from hospital. Very concerning thing to see, right? They actually called off the game. We've seen similar things happen in the past with regards to other sports, but this obviously just seemed to, capture, the hearts and the concerns and the prayers of everyone in the world, right? Because it's not a thing you like to see. You've got a young man, super healthy, playing at the highest level of his sport, basically an elite athlete, and something like this occurs. But the thing I want to talk to is not so much him in general. I'm very, glad to see that he's out of hospital and he seems to be doing well. It's more so the reaction from sports card collectors following the news. Basically, as soon as the incident occurred on the field, people went to eBay to try and sell his rookie cards, and they were going for, ridiculous prices. And it's less of me wanting to talk about the people deciding to sell those cards, because I'll share my thoughts on that in a second. It's more so the reaction from the wider community, right, in response to people trying to sell those cards. So essentially, if you weren't aware, which I'd be shocked if that was the case, if you were on a Facebook group associated with cards, chances are you saw this. If you're on Instagram, chances are you saw this. Basically, people saw people trying to sell these cards. They banded together in these Facebook groups and said, you know what, guys, this is unacceptable. We do not like it. We need to bid up and shill bid these auctions so the seller does not cash in on this negative news. Now, I found that a little bit interesting, and I'm very keen to get your thoughts on this down in the comments below, because so often people go out and sort of invest in these players that have passed away with the mindset that's going to be a long-term investment, right? And I say investment because people will go out and buy a Kobe Bryant, rookie card, or they'll go about buying a Kobe Bryant, Bill Russell on-card auto. Unfortunately, both of those guys are no longer with us, with the mindset, you know what, no more on-card autos are going to show up. They can't be produced anymore. Let's take these. I'm going to hold them long-term because I think they're going to be valuable long-term. So the people that are out there shill bidding these Damar Hamlin cards, right? Are they also buying these Hall of Famers that are no longer alive? Are they buying cards of them that are no longer alive? Do they not see that as the same sort of issue? Like, where do you draw the line? And like me personally, I wouldn't feel super comfortable, selling a Damar Hamlin card if I had one the day of this news occurring or within minutes of this news occurring, because that's what people were doing. But at the same time, I'm somebody that does like to collect cards, but I also like to invest in cards, right? And who am I to say how you are to go about your collecting process? And I just found that, like I said, really, really odd, really strange how people were so passionate about trying to shut down the auctions from these individuals. Because like I said, where do you draw the line? Like, does that mean you can no longer sell a card associated with somebody that's passed away? And we saw that, happen a lot here in Australia. Like, we had Shane Warne, who's probably the greatest spin bowler of all time, cricket player, easily one of the GOATs. When he passed away, I think it was last year, the year before, can't quite recall, everyone went out and tried to, sell his, on-card autos that were previously selling for not that much money. They're going for a lot of money. And it was, like, unfortunate to see it happen immediately, but that's sort of, it happens. I don't know what you expect to do in that situation. Like, I didn't like seeing that. Me personally, I wouldn't do that in the immediate aftermath, but I'm not somebody to tell you can't do that. Like, I don't like it, but I can't be a hypocrite, right? Because I've got on-card orders of, Hall of Famers that have passed away. Does that make me a bad dude? So I'm really keen to get your thoughts on this down in the comments below. Was it more so because people seem to be doing it, in the immediate aftermath? Is that what people drew, umbrage to? Is that what people took offense to? Or is it the fact that, Damar Hamlin, just the whole situation seemed to capture, the hearts and the minds of everyone around the world, even if you weren't a sports fan? Was it because it was so culturally inclusive and relevant? That's what offended people, just because of how gruesome the situation was, i.e. the guy basically died on the field and they had to stop play and call off the game to try and save this dude's life. They saved this dude's life, and is that why people took offense to it? Like, I'm really keen to get your thoughts on this, like I said, down in the comments below, because it's just a strange one just to see people so passionate, people be so, into trying to shut down these auctions. And it wasn't just like people were willing to, make these groups on Facebook to try and band together and shill these things. It was like so passionate. I couldn't find, I think most of the posts have since been deleted because I tried to find them before, recording this video, but people were like really heated in the comments. People getting really angry, really passionate, really like, flustered and involved in the whole situation. It wasn't just like it was a bunch of dudes saying, you know what, this is wrong, we're going to do something about it. They were getting angry, very, very angry. It was almost like a mob mentality. And I'm not judging them. I'm not judging the people selling the cards. I just find the whole situation odd. How can you be someone that can be so passionate like that, but then also be someone to own a card of a Hall of Famer? Like, where do you draw the line? So that's basically the question I'm going to ask down to you, and please share those down in the comments below. Is it something that you wait, 6 months for? Is it okay to sell a Kobe Bryant card now that he's been unfortunately passed away for a couple of years? Like, where do you draw the line? That's the part I'm scratching my head at, because it wasn't just the vibe I got, and I'm really keen for you guys to clear this up as well, is it seemed to be the vast majority of sports card collectors. And is it people being jealous because they don't own one of the cards so they can't do it themselves? Like, I don't know. Like I said, I find it a bit unethical to do it immediately, especially while the guy's still on the field and you don't know what's happening. I just don't like that. It doesn't sit right with me. But I'm not going to judge you if you want to do that, right? If you want to do it, it's all power to you, because, chances are people were having some legitimate bids and that sort of stuff, right? For the same reason why when Kobe Bryant passed away, people were chasing up and trying to buy his cards because he's so culturally relevant. Yeah, Damar Hamlin, good young player, but Kobe Bryant, obviously super culturally relevant to people that don't even like basketball, right? So you can understand why people were trying to chase that, because they're like, cool, this guy meant a lot to me. I supported him. He got me through my life during a hard time. I want to get a piece, of his match one memorabilia in a card, put that on my shelf to remember him by. Like, that's what people want to do, and that's what triggers people, obviously, once these deaths occur of these athletes, right? So are those people selling the cards bad people for preying on that want from these people, from these fans? Probably. But does that mean they aren't allowed to do it? Because, if someone's willing to sell something for a price and someone's willing to pay it the price, like, you've got a buyer and a seller, right? That deal has to happen almost. Who are you to try and, cock block that deal? That's essentially what it is, right? It's people like they're cock blocking. But again, I'm not judging anyone. I just find it interesting that, like I said, you've got people that are so passionate, they're so buoyed in terms of like getting so angry about the whole situation. They're flustered. They want to, shut this down as angrily as possible. It wasn't smooth. It wasn't nice. It's just crazy. And I think I can show you some of the auctions on eBay. Like, you can see here, some of these cards. This one sold for $5,100. I saw one that was over 100 grand. Like, I'm sure if we click into here and look at, the bids, most of these would be shills. But irrespective, you've got people that are bidding with their own accounts. They're very clearly, not bidding those amounts. It's probably fake accounts. This one with 105. This person probably doesn't care the fact that they've won it. They just want to make a point with regards to this, auction, because I believe that's not even a numbered card. I could be wrong, so someone correct me if I'm wrong, as I often am. But you can sort of see here, so many cards sold for ridiculous prices. This one's saying it's all going to charity. I don't know if eBay mandates you doing that or not. I find that a bit hard to believe. It'd be pretty cool. That'd be a pretty cool way to go about it, in my opinion. Seeing something like this happen on the field, you want to try and use that emotion that everybody has to try and make a difference, right? You sort of saw that card. People are willing to pay more money for that card at the moment, so you put all that money to charity. I think that's a good idea. It's the first I've seen of it, actually. But like I said, please share your thoughts down in the comments below. This was a very long video. I feel like I say that all the time. I do say that all the time, right? But I just found this whole situation very, very strange. As you can see, my voice sounds a lot better than it did in my video 2 or 3 days ago. I'm back for good now. I'm very happy to finally be over that, because it was really tough 4 or 5 days with me being unable to talk. It's not been fun. Stay tuned for my video on Tuesday. I've got my cards order. Basically, a bunch of cards that I've had sitting in the States for the last 6 or so months. It's a really, really cool order. A bunch of very different things. It's sports cards, Pokemon cards, Dragon Ball Z stuff, Simpsons stuff. A bunch of really quirky stuff that you may or may not know that I like to collect. I've got a few tips in that video as well, basically telling you how you can just sort of expand your knowledge in certain areas, right, into other collectibles, and how you can sort of use that knowledge to your advantage to find deals. So stay tuned for that video. I'm actually going to record that unboxing straight after this one. You're going to see it on Tuesday. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers.